Yes. What is up, everybody? This is J&J Dating Dynamics, Dave Portnoy's favorite new podcast. I am Jay. This guy over here is Jay, out my window somewhere over there, that way. And this is episode 16. What up, Geeky Anomaly on the chat? I see you, my man. If you're on the YouTube, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Justin, how you doing, my friend?
Not too bad. Just barely made it into the podcast by the skin of my teeth.
Yeah, so Justin has this thing where he likes to show up literally with seconds left till we go live. And it's starting to become an endearing thing, but not really.
I'm pretty good at it.
You are pretty good at it. Yes, yes.
Dude, I just came over the Throgsneckers Bridge when I was talking to you.
I have no idea what that means. I've rarely been to New York.
I was far as hell when I spoke to you, and I just flew here and
Well,
made
as
it
long
on
as you
time.
do it safely, I have no problem with it.
Give me 1 second.
Geeky Anomaly just tried the hard Mountain Dew, and it is meh. And Justin has to put the cat away. But here we are back. This is episode 16, and today we are going to be talking about, are you dating the wrong people? And if you look around, I have put the answer somewhere around here. That's a thumbs up if you can't read it, by the way.
It says you are. No?
It says thumbs up, you are. I'm in love with this little light board.
That's pretty
Anyway,
cool.
buddy, why don't you tell us why you picked today's topic?
Actually, I was out with somebody, and I asked what they thought maybe I should be talking about.
Okay.
And
They
they
said,
said-
are you dating the wrong people?
Yeah.
And see, I kind of turned that in the YouTube title to vetting the people you date properly.
Well,
The wrong
actually,
people that you-
I liked that choice of words that you picked.
Yeah, because it is a very important topic, and I suspect Geeky Anomaly is going to have a lot of things to say. Geeky, if you want to come on today, buddy, just give me a shout on Instagram. I'll send you the link.
Yeah, seriously, Geeky, we had a great time with you on last time. If you want to come on.
Yeah, definitely. So why don't you tell me your thoughts on this initially? Like, what's going on with this? Are you dating the wrong people, Justin?
You know what? The more and more I look at it, like, there's so much frustration out there, and people are just frustrated. And it's like, when you really come to think about it, all we're doing is dating the wrong people.
Okay, but let me play devil's advocate here. Because I think most of the onus is on oneself. So are you dating the wrong people, or are you not properly vetting the people you date? Because when you say
Or-
dating the wrong people, how many dates are we talking about? Because if you go on the first date with somebody, you don't know if they're right or wrong. 2, 3, 4 dates down the road, you start to find out. But that's where the vetting process comes in, doesn't it?
Yeah. But some, like, I've definitely dated the right people, the wrong people right off the bat, and I can tell, like, I've almost been bamboozled by females and
Sure.
thinking that everything was going great, and then out of nowhere things have just died down. And I can honestly say I'm a kind of person where I could take myself and put myself in the other person's shoes, and it's like, I mean, I guess some people don't know, but for me, I know if I'm having a good date or a bad date.
Right. That's on the singular date type of level. But I think there's an important distinction here of whether we're talking about a few dates and a casual relationship, or are we talking about long-term dating and actually getting into a relationship?
We could go, there's a million different ways we could talk about this.
Because it also depends what the person's looking for. If you're just looking to smash, then
I mean,
the wrong person from our standpoint is just going to be a good-looking girl or not a good-looking girl.
I mean, to be honest, in some cases, you are the toxic person, and you are the wrong person.
For them?
Yeah, because we might go out
Yeah.
there as guys. We might go out there and just try and get laid. And if I'm just trying to
Sure.
get laid, maybe this girl really starts to like me, and then she just finds out that wasn't the case, and I just
Well, but
got in there and-
that's where, and I always tell men, you need to be absolutely clear about your intentions from the get-go.
So I think I also believe in that, but there's a certain level of maturity you have to have that conversation. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
because you can't say that right off the bat. You can't tell a woman that right
Well,
off the
no, but look, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I think it's one of the most awkward questions that you can ask on a date, whether you're the guy or the girl. the most awkward question you can ask somebody, especially if you meet them online and you go on the types of dates that I've been on over the past year or whatever. But it's asking somebody, "What are you looking for?" Because nobody knows how to answer that
No,
ever. No, like
because
nobody.
everyone wants that relationship, so everybody wants to say that that's what they're looking for. But at the same time, if you're going on a
Here's the
date and you're vetting this person out, you might not see them as a romantic partner, but you
sure,
might see them as somebody you can sleep with.
right, absolutely. But here's the thing: nobody who asks that question is just looking to smash. They're always looking for something serious. And whether you're looking for something serious or not, if you don't answer that question the right way, that can be the kiss of death for that date or that relationship or whatever that is.
I agree.
And it really is an awkward question. And you got to be straight up about it. You
I
know?
agree. I've been uh, I've been very selective as I've gotten older, and my vetting process is definitely gotten better. I let one slip through the cracks not too long ago, and I was bamboozled.
Happens
But
to all of us.
it happens, and you know what? I realized, and this is a great episode for it because really, I was blind to see that that was the wrong person for
Yeah,
me.
absolutely. I 100% agree with you. And you've said this before. When you actually really, really like somebody, you let little things get through the cracks, and those
Yeah,
little things turn into big things. And that's when you
exactly,
get screwed over. That's when you get hurt.
exactly. So now that I've dated a couple of people past that girl that had me bamboozled, I've gotten back to myself, and I've realized like what it is I look for and what red flags I look for.
So, what are some of the
And
red flags you look for?
some of the red flags I look for,
Yeah.
um, showing up late.
Don't get me started on that, Justin.
First date shows up late, barely communicates, so it just makes the whole interaction awkward to try and even get her on the date.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, because on that one, at least from a guy's standpoint, I think it is good to under communicate before the first date.
no, I agree, but I've also had dates where it's like we're trying to communicate, and it's like I get a text 2 hours later, and it's like it's getting closer. Like I'm just the type of person that tries to know what the hell I'm going into. If you don't want to go on the date, tell me you don't want to go on the date. But like, don't
Right.
freaking have my time hostage all day,
Oh yeah. Well,
wondering.
that goes into flaking, and God,
Yeah, and it's
I
like,
yeah, you're absolutely right. Communicating about logistics is a huge deal, and at least women in Miami suck at it.
well, how
Straight up.
many you've told me? I've heard you tell me that you've had
Yeah.
plans set up and up
I've
up to
had
the
plans
minute.
set up. No, I've had plans set up. I've gone to the place, sat down, waited to like, and I've left the place for them to text me like an hour later and say, "Sorry, I ended up at the beach with my girlfriends." Like, what the?
There was no
If you
reason
want,
for that.
if you wanted to go to the beach with your girlfriends, fine. Well, fucking say something 2 hours ago before I wasted my time
Yeah,
and I didn't have the chance to make any other plans.
I don't know how you are. Like, yeah, it's gonna bother me, but at the same time, if I'm not like really invested in you and you flake on me on a date, it's like, all right, fine, whatever.
Yeah, that's
Like,
it.
you brush it off. But
Yeah,
like, I
exactly.
feel like people, instead of letting you know and communicating, they'll just fall off or flake or ghost, and it's just like, come on, dude.
Absolutely. If
And
you are watching on the Instagram side, do us a favor, check out our stories and come over to YouTube. The link is right on Justin's story. I think I put it up on mine too. It's also on the J&J Dating Dynamics podcast Instagram account, which is JJ Dating Dynamics. So go ahead, come over to the YouTube side. We're going to be on Instagram for a couple more minutes, and then we're going to bring it just to YouTube.
I mean, if you're dating somebody or trying to go on a date and they flake, and you still try and pursue that person, like, no, that's the wrong person. Like sometimes you'll be blind to see that because you like that person so bad. But
So what do you think about this chat from Geeky? Let's see. Had a first date last night. I told her what to wear, and she fought a little bit. Isn't it kind of cold for a dress? She asked. I ignored the question and said, "See you tonight." I pulled up, and she was in a dress.
nice.
Very nice, my friend. Very nice. Very nice. And some people out there are going to say, "Oh my God, you tell her what to wear to the first date?" Yes, 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 you do.
Well, I mean, you don't know the dress codes of the place. If anything, that's like,
Exactly. Me. First dates. Usually, I take a girl on the bike, so I tell her exactly what to wear.
Oh
I
yeah,
tell
I
her
mean,
no heels, no shorts, no skirts. You wear tight pants. Bring a
yeah,
jacket.
dress warm, ponytail
Yep.
if possible. I mean, braid.
Yeah. Something to fix your hair here bit with. No big earrings.
I feel like if you tell a woman what to wear on a date, you're kind of setting the tone for the date. She can expect where you're going to be taking her.
Exactly. You're starting to set expectations, and you're starting to set yourself up as the dominant man. And
I
not
mean,
only does that help you establish dominance, that is part of her vetting. You.
yeah. I mean, if a girl tells you no, I'm going to wear something else. All right, fine. Would you rather the menu of McDonald's?
Yeah.
Because I was going to
Wear
take you
whatever you
somewhere
want.
nice. Like, wear
I,
whatever you like.
no, no. At that point, you tell her, look, okay, fine. Tell me what you're gonna wear, so I know where to take you.
Pretty much.
So I know where we're going. Yeah,
But
she says, yeah, I'm gonna wear jeans and a t-shirt. Okay, I'm gonna take
so
you to a jeans and a t-shirt place.
so dating the right people, you open up to the right. I mean, I'm sorry. If you're dating the wrong person and you try and open up, and they're just like not paying attention, they're off in space.
Yeah.
What's Geeky saying down there?
Here's what I do. Here's what he does. No matter where I'm going, I wear a suit. So he wears a suit. If you are going to be seen with me in public, you will dress accordingly. I can 100% endorse it. I like that. Because at that point, if you're on a date or if you have a girlfriend or whatever, when you guys are out together, she's a reflection of you as a man. So yes, you absolutely can tell her what to wear, and I'm gonna get called a misogynist for that. I don't hate women, but say what you will.
I don't wear suits, so
Well, yeah, no, I mean, any man can wear whatever he chooses. Geeky chooses to wear suits, great. Obviously, I ride my motorcycle. I'm not gonna be wearing a suit all the time. So,
only
what
on
do
the
you wear,
gentleman
Justin?
rides. Me?
Yeah. Oh, she didn't look at her phone once last night. Says, Geeky, how did it all turn out? We want to know. We want to hear the results.
Tell us the deets.
Give us deets, my man.
Um,
All right, why don't we come off the Instagram here, guys? Please check out Justin's story. Come over to YouTube. All right.
yes,
Sound good, Justin?
sir. Yes, sir. You guys want to join the chat? Come on live. You can
You wanna
check
hit
us
us
out
up?
on YouTube. Check out my story. Click the link, and you will come directly to our YouTube. I'll
Later.
see you guys later.
All right, and we are here on YouTube. What is up, YouTube fam? There we go. So she didn't look at her phone once last night, Geeky. I took her home. She invited me in, smashed, and slept over. Very nice. Very, very nice. Now, Geeky, I assume you were upfront about your intentions from the get go. Am I correct? Or were those your intentions just to smash, or are you going to see her again? What's going on? So, Justin, when you are vetting a woman, what are other things that you look for? Let's say past the fourth date.
Past the fourth date.
She pressed my pants and made me breakfast. That's game, brother. Geeky's got game. I can endorse that. That's 100 right there. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. So, Justin.
I mean, to be honest, I'm not sure I'd get to the fourth date without like heavy vetting. Like my red flags would have already been enough to like you don't make it to the fourth date.
Yeah, we talked about our red flags a little bit last time when we talked about social media and everything like that. So, yeah, I assume by the fourth day you're gonna have seen her socials if she has them.
But I mean,
Uh,
for my vetting process, I'm looking for somebody that listen, dude. I got my guy friends. I got my biker friends. But I want a place where I could come and be soft. Like I don't want a masculine woman. So I want to see how she acts while she's around me, if she submits, if she's in her feminine, if she lets me lead.
mm-hmm.
I look for a lot. I want to see that she's nurturing. I want to look for motherly qualities because I'd like to have a family someday.
Sure.
I look for responsibility. Like I said, I look for communication. I mean, I have a crazy list. I'm not easy to please.
Yeah, you're like a woman, man. Shit. It's fucking long ass laundry list.
I have a super long laundry list, but that's why they say we're the prize.
Yeah, if you are a man of value, you are the prize. Now the question is, are you of I mean, you're not the one who determines value. The women are the ones who determine value. in our
Absolutely.
case, and we're the ones that determine their value.
Absolutely.
All right, so Geeky, he's gonna smash her a lot, he says. And then he says, "Yep, that's why I like this one. She's feminine. The whole time we were smashing, she was smiling and giggling." That's good, man. Good shit. Awesome. Glad you had a good day, buddy. Did you tell Donovan about that one on the Zoom call? I wasn't able to make it. All right, so for myself, I look for obviously those same traits. I look for femininity. I look for non-promiscuity or signs that she. I look for signs that she is or isn't promiscuous through social media, through the way she dresses, through the way she carries herself, through the way she talks to people, especially
Absolutely.
people like waiters, waitresses, people like that. Oh, there was no
Absolutely.
Zoom call today. Okay. Okay. So, do you think people overall are just too quick to jump into relationships and then the relationships fall apart? And then that's why people are saying they're dating the wrong people?
I think people are too quick to jump into bed looking for a relationship.
I am not going to agree with you on that. I
I,
think,
I've had it where I've jumped into bed with somebody on the first date and ended up like with that person in a relationship.
right. Yeah, that happens.
That happens. But I've also feel like I've jumped into things fast where I actually like the person and it almost like kind of I wouldn't say ruined things, but it was just like we didn't have to go there that fast. But I
What
think
do you
it
think? What do you think is too fast? What do you think is that threshold?
it depends on
Is it the typical 3 dates? The third date's
no,
supposed to be the one, or
I don't believe there's a typical like date rule. I believe you have to feel it, but like if you're not I'll put it this way. If you're not fully where you want to be mentally connected with that person, why are you sleeping with them? You know what I mean? Like I wait until I make
well, sorry, and that just goes back to the whole expectations thing. You gotta set your expectations from the get go. Because if you're gonna smash, what do you care?
yeah, exactly.
If you're just looking to smash, what do you care? You know?
Exactly. But I mean, I feel like if you're just not out there dating and possibly getting smashed or doing the smashing, ladies or gentlemen, um, you should really carefully vet these people. If you want a relationship, a solid relationship, like don't let anybody in too easy.
So let me ask you this: at this point in your life, would you commit to somebody you smashed on the first date again?
I don't think so.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't think so. I mean, if you said it to me, what was it, a week or two ago? Like you said, try and smash on the first date, and I'm like, no, that's not my prerogative. Yeah, and
You always gotta try, man. I
but
think
you
it's your
said
job.
something
Yeah, it's your job to try. It's her job to stop you.
exactly. I mean, I don't. It's not something I do, but I understand where you're going by doing that,
Sure.
and I agree with that because if anybody could get it on the first night, why the hell do you want that?
Maybe you're just that good.
You'll never know. But I also wanted to touch on that topic because
Yeah.
just like we said, maybe you're that good. You'll never know. I always said, I think from a man's perspective, from my perspective, I tend to be one way when I'm really not interested. Because just like women, we can tell where we want to take our relationship with you. So if we can't see with you in a committed relationship, doesn't mean we're not attracted. So we'll still try and smash. But our behavior is going to be completely different from if we were actually trying to get into a committed relationship.
See, and
Now we'll live up to be our genuine self and be the gentleman that you don't normally see. But the problem there is when you act like that gentleman, the women think you're playing a game because so many other men do
that's
play
what
that game.
that's what I was just gonna say, and that's what gives a lot of men a bad name, a bad rap.
Yeah,
Is that a lot of these guys don't make their intentions clear, and all they want to do is smash. So they get it, and they keep smashing, but the girl's thinking something different, And now the guy ends up in a situation where he's not maybe not lying to her, but he's at least lying by omission,
Yeah.
by not saying what his actual intentions are. And when he goes to cut it off, when she tries to get too attached, now he gets a bad rap. Now that girl goes crazy. And that's where you hear all the dating horror stories. That's when they usually happen
Bro,
after 6-7 dates.
to be completely honest, if men were to stop doing that little thing alone, I think that could change the dating game drastically.
It would. Absolutely. If men were clear from their intentions from the start, absolutely it would. It would change the game dramatically. Absolutely.
Because I understand it works both ways, and right now the current topic or the current theme out in the manosphere and the world in the dating world right now is like women are just impossible with their standards, and they're making it hard to date. But
Well, here's the thing, and I think I just realized this. If men were um, if men were clear with their intentions from the from the start, and just bear with me because I'm just kind of developing this thought in my head here, it would absolutely change the game in that women would be a lot less promiscuous, right? Because when a man is clear about his intentions, women have this. Let's call it a slut shield, or that's what Donovan called it. That one time I heard him talk. They call it a slut shield. They cannot be seen as a slut, even if they're gonna go and whore out. They can't be seen as doing that. They always need an excuse. They always need a cover story. Let's call it. They can't just say, "Oh yeah, I went on this date. He was so hot. I just wanted to smash it, so we did it." I mean, they'll talk that way to their girlfriends, but
yeah,
out in the world, they can't put that out. But they can say, "Oh my God, he was really cute, and he had this awesome basket weaving collection up on his apartment. I just had to go see it, and then things just led to, there's a difference there." So if men were clear about their intentions from the very start, their slut shields would go up a lot quicker. So that could actually fix the game quite a bit.
but that'll never happen.
Oh no, because we're men, we're stupid.
Are we
We're not.
stupid or are we smart? Because the men
No,
are just
men are fucking thirsty.
they're doing
I mean,
whatever they can to get in there. But like, I feel like if we were to drop that act, we'll actually get quality women. The one where,
but you know what? To some degree, it is a necessary evil because of hypergamy, and we've talked about this a million times. You can't blame guys for doing things like that and not being clear about their intentions and having a lie to get sex when 80% of the women are sleeping with 20% of the men. You got to find a way to get it somehow. Am I wrong? Am I way off the mark there?
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't think so either, man. I don't think so either. All right, you are watching the J&J Dating Dynamics podcast. I am Jay. That guy over there, that's Jay also. I'm Joel. He's Justin, as you can see right there. This is episode 16. Are you dating the wrong people? And I have gone ahead and answered that question for you right here. Yes, you are. That's a thumbs up that you can't see. But yes, you are dating the wrong people. And this was a Justin pick topic. So
It
letting him
wasn't.
take the lead.
It wasn't a
Oh,
Justin.
sorry, a buddy of yours picked it. When I say it was you picked it, it came from your side. It didn't come from me.
It was. I wouldn't call it a buddy.
Just a person.
A date.
Oh, it was on a date.
Yeah.
So you told a date about the podcast.
Yeah.
Was it a first date?
No.
Okay, so she's watched the podcast. What are her reviews? Because this is interesting.
No. To be honest, actually, I don't think she's watched.
Oh, come on, Justin. If she likes you, she's watched. Women
you know-
women are stalking masters.
I have not asked if she's watched.
I guarantee you the answer is going to be yes. Geeky Anomaly on the chat. This man is an active little bastard. He says, I have found that being forward and blunt after a successful cold approach actually stuns them and increases their interest. I absolutely agree with that. What do you think, Justin? How do you approach women? Because you're more of a approaching in person type of guy. So how do you do it? Because every man's got somewhat of a routine.
I don't have a routine. I don't have game. I mean, I come off just like I am. I think some people have told me that that's my game. That I'm just
That is your game. I told you that.
I'm just super like natural. And if you don't like me from the get, like I'll walk away. And I've even gotten girls like that.
By walking away.
By walking away. They're like,
You
no,
gotta be willing
where
to
are
walk
you,
away.
where are you
100%.
going? You have to be
100%.
willing to
You
walk
have-
away.
yeah.
Me,
That's rule number one.
I'm
If you're not
myself.
willing to walk away, you're gonna put her up on a pedestal, and at that point, that pedestal's gonna crumble at some point.
If I'm out in public and I see a girl I want to approach, literally I don't have anything planned. Whatever comes to the top of my head. Sometimes I'll just introduce myself.
Okay.
Or I'll ask what she's drinking or who she's here with, what brought her there, or check out something in common at the bar that I can talk about, even if the service is shitty. And she looks at me like, bro, what the hell? Like, yeah, I know it's retarded getting a drink here, right? And then
All right. Before
I
you
might
even approach,
I might even tell her she's having trouble getting a drink, smooth one. What are you getting? She'll tell me what she's getting, and I'll get the bartender's attention. I'll be like, this for me and that for her. You know, like it's something simple.
before you even approach, what kind of things are you looking for? What kind of things would make you not approach a pretty girl?
Not approach a pretty girl if she's
Maybe the way she's dressed, her
if
friends.
she's constantly on the phone, if she's dressed terribly, if she's drunk, if her friends are loud and annoying and they're drunk. I don't know. That depends on the situation, really.
All right.
But like even in a girl in a group of friends, like I'll approach.
The way she talks. Well, you have to approach before. Well, unless she's really loud. Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, if she's really loud, I'm not approaching.
Yeah, absolutely not. Though a lot of them end up being really loud just to get another guy or a guy's attention. You know, women and this is a game tip I learned. Women usually, let's say they're let's say a house party or a bar or whatever. When they see a guy they like, they get a lot more animated. They get a lot louder. They start talking with their hands, things of that nature.
Oh, the tone goes up.
Tone goes up. That's kind of like the mating plumage comes out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I never let that intimidate me. It's funny because the way I approach like a very, very attractive woman is slightly different than the way I would approach like a regular girl.
Absolutely. Geeky doesn't like the SoCal entitled whiny tone.
Oh. Like, oh my God.
The tone, that kind of, like the accent, I don't really pay attention to that much. But
Yeah.
The voice itself, I would pay a lot of attention to. I can't stand a nasally voice. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I hate that.
But
absolutely hate that.
approaching very beautiful females is interesting.
It is. Now, one thing I found out is, and you know, people usually tell you don't approach the hottest girl at the bar because whatever. But a lot of the times when you do approach the hottest girl in a group of friends, a lot of the times she's not used to getting approached.
She's not. Because she's
Most
the
of the
hottest
time
girl
she's
of the
not.
group.
Exactly. Most of the time she's not used to getting approached.
So
a lot of the times it'll end up working.
Funny trick is, and like I said, I don't really play games, but I've done it before. But trying to get an attention of a really beautiful woman while I notice I'm at a bar with every guy. You can literally put your head up and look around, and you'll see every other guy staring at the girl.
At the same girl.
What would I do? I'll put myself in a position that's like really close to her, and I won't pay her any mind.
And you watch her shoot down guy after guy.
And I watch it, and I watch it, and I watch it, and I've even made a comment, and I'm like, "How many guys have you shot down tonight?" Like, if I saw her just do one, I'll add
that's
into
good. That's pretty
I'll
good.
Add into the funniness. You know what I mean?
That's pretty good. I like that. That's a good line or a good tag.
And then you could also, instead of being interested in her, be like, "Oh, you're with this group of girls?" Be like, "Hey, who's the girl over there?" And she's obviously not that attractive, and she's gonna be like, "Wait, what?"
Geeky, the girl you're describing, like if you were to look up Miami girl in the dictionary, that's it right there. This city's so trash. Why did my friends want to come here? Oh my God, the food sucks. The drink sucks. The men are broke. Oh my God, that's Miami, right there.
Is it? You think so?
Come on, yeah, that sounds like every entitled Cuban Miami woman I've ever met.
The men are broke?
Yeah, women in Miami always complain that the men are broke. Now, a lot of guys will take their last paycheck and blow it at the club to pretend like they're not broke. But you know how it goes.
Yeah, but that's just fronting.
Game is hard in Miami, man.
But
Game ain't easy.
I just wonder in Miami how many cars, how many boats get rented to showboat.
I would say of the ones you see on the street, 80% are in.
Dude, you know what's interesting about Miami is how many people from out of town go there to stunt.
Oh yeah, of course, bro.
Like,
It was massive. Like during the pandemic, when Miami was the first city to start opening up, people were just flooding down here because you had all that cheap airfare and all these like if you went to the around Edgewater near the Opera Tower, bro, that place got ghettofied quick because they
really?
allowed Airbnbs in there and people were just camping out there. They would rent these Lambos, park them on the street, and they would come and get vandalized. It was bad. It was bad. Bro. And you would see
Miami,
a new Lambo every freaking day.
Miami
You know
is a
these.
beast.
Oh, Miami can be a cesspool, but if you know where to look, it can be pretty good.
Have you been up here in the New York area?
Only time I ever went to New York. I mean, I've been different places around the area for work. Usually, I've never spent any extended time there. Never really gone out. Um, One of the most depressing nights of my life happened in Boston. That's a work thing. That was something we won't get into right now, but it was bad. Um,
Um,
but yeah, never with the intention of dating or anything like
I was gonna say I would love to see you come up here and get a feel for dating up here, but I already know you can't do that now.
that. Yeah, not yet. Nah, kid, of course.
Is
The
she watching? Is she watching?
I don't know, probably. She's in the bedroom right now. I don't know if she's watching right now. If she is, she's getting some horrible double audio. So, but I will say this: if at least in if you're used to dating or picking up women or date or whatever in big cities, especially Miami, New York, Las Vegas, and Los Angeles, those four cities especially. If you're pretty good at picking up women in those cities, you're gonna fucking knock it out of the park anywhere else.
Oh, bro, I've
You
gone
go to
so.
you go to like Columbus, Ohio.
So you want to hear?
It's just gonna be
You want to hear a fun fact about me?
what's that?
So even young, even young, like I had already developed like the way I approach girls, and I would go to the Jersey Shore, and we would go on a family vacation every year for about a week, and I was always getting girls down there, and my cousin wasn't, and his mother made a comment. She's like, "What are you, like a little pickup artist or something? Like, how do you get all these girls?" And it was because I was used to girls in the big
Yeah,
city.
absolutely.
So I would go down the shore or anywhere I go that's not in like a big city. It just makes it so easy. Actually,
No,
me
but
and my best friend, what happened?
no, I was gonna say even down here in Miami, you make a 2 hour drive to a place like Naples or go up to West Palm, even down to Cutler Bay or Homestead. It's a whole different world. A whole.
Dude,
You get out of the Miami Dade Broward area, metro area. It's something else entirely.
dude, one day me and my best friends went snowboarding. I had to be like 18, 19 years old, like super young. But even back then, like I moved out at 18, like I had my
Sure,
for an 18-year-old, it looked like I had my shit together.
it looked like.
It looked like it. But I was the only, I was the only one around with his own place, with a
Right.
really good job, making good money. So I was, I had a rock band at the time. I was super confident and a little cocky at that time. But I remember we went on a snowboarding trip, and I'm young. We got out there at like 2 a.m. and there was a girl working. We got lost. So we stopped at a gas station. And it was one of those gas stations that have like a Subway inside,
Yeah,
like the sandwich shop.
yeah.
Oh, it's like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. And there's this beautiful girl working there. Gorgeous. And I I couldn't let it go. I was like, I gotta shoot my shot. I didn't even know what I was doing. I'm not from the area. It's 3 a.m. Bro, I got her to come snowboarding with us
Right.
the following day. And my friends were like amazed. They're like, what? How? They're like, what the hell did you just do? Long story short, I didn't end up getting any because it was kind of a weird scenario. It was like the three of us and just her. But like, it still felt good just to pull a beautiful girl. She pulled us back to her house. Now it's like probably 3-ish, 4 in the morning. And we hung out there for a while. It's three fucking dudes and this teenage girl. She comes out of the shower in her towel. Dude, 2 minutes later, her parents come downstairs.
What the hell?
And they're like we said, she was like, yeah, I'm going to go snowboarding with these guys. And they were completely cool with it. And I remember in my mind, I'm being like, what the hell?
Something was off there.
Like,
Something was not right with that.
I was just like, what
I
the
tell you
hell?
what, but it's true. Like let's call it one of the most dangerous periods in my life. One of the times when my game was like at its peak. I was working for. I don't really like to talk about this. I was working for a presidential campaign, and all that is you travel here a day and a half, you travel here another day, here, all over the country. I'm talking, obviously, the usual places: New Hampshire, Ohio, Michigan, Nevada. Where else? Texas. A lot of the time, Missouri, Wisconsin, Boston. Um, and
So a lot of cities that weren't, major cities.
yeah, small, and it's small towns. It's hotel to hotel. You know, that's the kind of life you're living for 6 months. But bro, and you would go to work these conference at these events, etc., etc. It was, and you got to look at it from my point of view. I'm a 30-year-old man, 31, 32, 32 probably. I'm making money. I was recently divorced. I was motivated. Dude, it was easy. Coming from Miami, man, it's something else entirely. So yeah, where you're dating, where you're picking up women, where you're vetting somebody for a long term relationship, or if you're just trying to smash, where you're at and where you're from and where they're from matters a lot.
I agree. I definitely agree.
All right, let's reset. We're at the 40-minute mark. You are watching the J&J Dating Dynamics podcast. Do me a favor and please hit that like button. Helps us out a lot. We are just starting out. This is only episode 16. Um, this is episode 16. I am Jay. He is Jay. And this is Dave Portnoy's favorite new podcast. And today we are talking about, Dustin, what are we talking about?
Are you dating the wrong person?
Cigarette went out. Dating the wrong person. And I'm telling you right there, yes, you are.
Yeah, I think.
By the way, what do you think of my light board?
It's hard to see back there, to be honest, but
Is it? Yeah, a little bit.
I can read the words.
If it's a red flag, I can tell you. If it's a green flag, I can tell you. But we'll keep it white. All right, my man. So, what else has been going on? Let's catch up here for a minute. How's life out there?
Life is definitely different out here. It's starting to cool down.
Now,
So
let me ask you. Let me ask you this. Yeah, it is starting to cool down here. It's not blazingly hot every day anymore, but it's still hot. I spent 20 minutes at a baseball park yesterday, and I got bro, the sun just kills you. Um, let me ask you, where are you doing most of your dating now? Or are you doing dating? Are you like, do you go to New York City, or are you sticking on the Jersey side? Maybe go closer to Philly. What's going on over there? Does it change?
it changes. I've tried experimenting on like dating apps with like, swiping right on people from PA, but that, to be honest, it's far. Philly is about an hour and a half from me.
Is that farther than New York?
Oh yeah. I could look out my window and see New
Oh yeah,
York
you're across
City.
the river, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm basically like in Wynwood comparison to New York City, being
Oh,
Miami Beach.
okay, dude. Yeah, wow. Okay, that's real close.
Literally, like it's right across. It's like across the way. If you look out my window,
I
Manhattan is
gotta
right
come
there.
visit you, bro. I gotta come visit you.
Bro, Jeremy and Lewis just bought their tickets. They're coming up January 5th.
Really?
Yeah. So
I may not be able to make it January 5th because I got my little girl for Christmas, so I gotta take vacation days for that. But who knows? Maybe for spring break I'll come out there or something. We'll figure something out.
for sure. But yeah, I've been looking kind of in the surrounding areas, but I also live like in a highly like congested area where hypergamy is also a thing. I don't have any luck with
Well,
dating.
hypergamy is a thing everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Were you having luck dating?
To be honest, I don't think I have luck on dating apps. We've discussed this in the past.
Right.
Also, I'm height challenged. I'm only 5'7".
I was just gonna say, I think, and it sucks, but I think that's your main issue on dating apps is because a lot of the girls they'll mark their ideal height that they're looking for, and many. Dude, try this out. If you change your setting, just change your profile, just to see what it's like. I'm not telling you to lie or whatever, but to see what it's like, change your height setting to 6 feet, and you'll get a ton of matches almost.
I don't want to lie about that.
I know. I'm just saying, if you want to do like a cool sociological experiment.
Yeah, I definitely agree that would happen. But whatever, I'm not going to do it. There's nothing I can do about that. I can't change my height.
Yeah, no.
I'm not really self-conscious about it. Like, yeah,
you're not. That's. I always gave you props on how much game you have, considering you're what 5'8", 5'7",
5'7",
5'7". Yeah.
I mean, I've taken ones down that are like 6'2", and like.
Yeah. I can vouch for it. Justin does have game, man. He pulled some baddies down here in Miami.
Dude, I had a girl. She probably drank too much, and I put her on the back of my bike. She had to be at least 6'2", 6'3". Like, I was looking up to her. Like, the banter back and forth was just hilarious because she just kept making fun of my height and how she was just gonna like put me in her pocket. And I'm just like, get on, come here, get the hell on my back, the back of my bike.
Get off your high horse,
bro. She gets on the bike. Dude, I didn't know she was so wasted. Like, she must have lost her balance or something. And she was so tall, I felt like I was riding with a giraffe on the back.
Yeah.
Dude,
one time,
she put me off balance. She made me drop the bike.
Yeah. One time on my birthday, I went on a date. It was either right before or right after the pandemic. I can't remember. Was it 2020? Yeah, it was my birthday 2020. It was right before the pandemic, right before the lockdown started. Because I remember it clearly. The lockdowns here in Miami started March 18th. Because I remember I went out for St. Patty's Day thinking it was going to be crazy because it was the last night everything was going to be open. It was fucking dead. But that, on my birthday, just a few days before, I went on this date with this girl. She got way more drunk than I thought she did. I gave her a ride on the back of my bike. We went all the way down to Homestead.
Oh, shit.
From Wynwood. And this girl passed out on the back of the bike. I was holding her, like I was like this, holding her, riding like this.
Oh my!
Half the time. Thank gosh it was a tiny little thing. But
are you dating the wrong people? Yes, you are.
If they're getting too drunk on a date, yes, you are. 100%.
But see, that's us just being single guys out there having fun, picking up random girls. But
when you're in that mindset, you almost don't even think about it. You almost don't really care.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Geeky, it was a funny story. I'll tell you the whole story one day.
We'll see red flags all day, and it doesn't matter.
Actually,
we're only going after one thing. So
I hesitate to say this, but I think Jeremy and I are Eskimo brothers because of that girl. Jeremy, if you're watching, get your ass over here. Oh my God.
We need to get Jeremy on a podcast.
We really do, man. How come he hasn't come on?
I don't know. He just
text him right now.
Me right before I came on.
Send him the link, damn it.
I'm about to FaceTime him.
No, send him the link for real. I want to see if he'll come on. I want him to confirm this.
I don't have the link. Text it to him.
All right. Keep talking while I do this.
For sure.
Now I present to you Justin's solo
hour. So Joel was asking before, like, where am I dating? I live in a very hypergamous neighborhood. It really is just like Miami, all about what you have and what you can offer. But I'd say a little bit less extreme over here. You will find good girls. You just have to search a little bit harder. And for the vetting process and getting to find the right people, like I don't want people to lose faith in dating, because dating, it does suck and it takes a lot of work, but eventually you will find the right person eventually. But you can't not date and
You know what?
expect to find the right person.
You know what I did for a while, and it was just kind of a funny thing. But when you go out on a first date, you acknowledge that you're on a date.
Yeah.
And I will tell these girls, no, we're not on a date. I don't call it dating now. I call it just going to do shit. We're just out doing shit.
All right.
It was a funny line, but yeah, acknowledging the fact that dating sucks. A lot of the times it can
So
tell you a lot about that person, because it's like, no, I go on a lot of dates. Oh, you go on a lot of dates? I don't want to.
but I mean, how else are you supposed to get out there if you don't get out there? Like
You
you'll
got it,
never
yeah,
know.
exactly. Luckily
So-
now it's a lot more convenient. I think a lot of it has to do with dating apps, because people are going on a lot more dates now.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier and a lot quicker to get out on a date. So yeah,
I've had a problem where people are telling me like, stop looking. And it's like, I'm not necessarily looking. I'm just putting all right, if I don't go out there, so they say let the girl find you. But if I don't go out there and let a girl approach me, or maybe she bats her eyelashes at me and it gives me an opening. If I don't give that opportunity a chance, I'm not gonna find a girl.
the thing is, and I got away from this a long time ago, is I go out with my friends, et cetera, but I I don't go out with the intention of finding girls
Me neither.
anymore. Because when you're out there looking for something, when you're out there, when you're actually, and a lot of men do
No,
this.
you're
I'm looking for
putting-
marriage. I'm looking
you're-
for a girlfriend. It never comes out.
You're putting the energy out there.
It's like they used to tell you in freaking middle school, bro. Like, oh, if you're looking for a girlfriend, if you want a girlfriend, stop looking for one.
Yeah.
Kids used to say that in middle school. Middle school
Yeah.
kids understand this shit.
Yeah.
Dicky Anomaly says, and don't lose faith in cold approaching. Last night's date came from a cold approach on a Friday night. Geeky, where was the cold approach? Was it at a bar? Were you at the grocery store? What was going on?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask too.
Yeah. Come on and tell us about it, Geeky. I'm gonna send you the link on Instagram. No pressure. If you don't want to come on, don't. But I'll send you the link right now on Instagram. All right. Just in
Joel,
case you decide to come on.
I
What's up?
want to take a second and read this for somebody sent this to me, and it
Go
makes
ahead.
so much sense. This is for people that are getting frustrated with dating.
Mhm.
So this was sent to me. Check it out. It
Oh,
says-
he approached at a casino. Nice. He's in
Nice.
Vegas.
So this says, read this if your dating life has you frustrated. Feeling miserable while dating, struggling because you bring a lot to the table and you truly are a catch, but by way of randomness and bad luck, you just haven't found someone who recognizes or deserves it. Do you feel sad, frustrated, or maybe you blame yourself? When it comes to those negative feelings, the only thing they're a reflection of is the fact that you've come across the wrong people. The wrong people will make you feel the wrong way. The bare minimum you've been offered, the people who have overlooked you, the countless dates you've been on without a connection, it's important that you don't confuse how those people have made you feel with what you deserve. The wrong people will make you question yourself. The wrong people will make you think dating is miserable and a never-ending process. The wrong people will make you feel insecure and self-conscious. The wrong people will make you think love is a lie. And I feel like that just sums up the whole topic of what I want to talk about tonight.
It does, but I mean, there's something about that I'm not 100% on board with, and it seems to me like, and you tell me if I'm wrong, Geeky, I'll bring you on in just a second. It seems to me like there's an attitude in there of, and as a woman, it may be fine to have this attitude, but as a man, I don't think it is find somebody who loves you for who you are and all that stuff. Like you're perfect just the way you are. I think that's a bad attitude, and I think that's the wrong message to think, because I think as a man, you always have to be on a journey of self-improvement,
Of course.
and you always have to look inward before you even to think about looking outward. You
Of
gotta
course.
getting your money right, getting the gym, et cetera, et cetera. So if I just want to make sure that gets across.
Of
first,
course.
you know?
I mean, anyone who gets into a relationship with me, listen, I've come a long way to become ready for the next person.
Mhm.
But even in the process, like now that I'm open and ready for love, doesn't mean I'm still not ambitious and I'm going to go in different places in different directions. But if you're not an ambitious dude, that's not what we're saying. Like you still have to have that hunger in you. You
No
don't,
doubt.
not everybody's going to love you for the fat slob you are eating ice cream on the couch on a Friday night. Like
Nope.
that's not
No
what we're
doubt.
saying.
Justin is ready to get hurt again. And with that, we welcome in my friend Geeky Anomaly. How you doing, buddy? Well, good to see you.
Excellent. Thank you.
What's
Our
good,
pleasure.
Kiki?
Always our pleasure to have you, bro. Shout out to Fresh and Fit. If you want the Fresh and Fit merch, check out the Fresh and Fit podcast. You probably already have. They're way more famous than we are. Uh,
Only two shirts.
so, yeah, it's all good. So tell us about this date you had last night, man. How'd it go?
So basically, I was at the M Resort, and I went there after work, and I know I know two bartenders there, Nick and Glenda. I walked into the first bar where Glenda was working, and I just kind of did one of those things. What do they call it? Where they say take up space. There were no chairs left over at the bar, but there was a spot at the bar. So there was this table lined with chairs at one end of the bar, and I just grabbed a chair and I dragged it across the floor and I just dropped it in front of the bar, boom, and sat down on it because there were no chairs left. I won't bring my own fucking chair.
Let
And
it
I
be
said,
known
"Hey,
that you're
Glenda,
there,
darling."
damn it.
Yeah. Hey, Glenda, how you doing?
Was it screeching across the floor like?
No.
That is what I pictured.
I thought
No,
he was
just like-
letting it be known that he's there. He's like, I'm here.
Oh no, I
motherfuckers."
made it known. It was like 1 second, like zoop, boom, like that.
Okay.
And so I said, "Hey, Glenda, darling, how you doing?" And so she made me my drink. And so the gal Julie was there with her friend Dixie. Now Dixie is married, Julie is not. Now I started engaging with conversation with them, and I made a point to, even though I knew Dixie was married, to hit on her anyway.
Nice.
So I was hitting on both of them simultaneously. Now, where things got awesome was it was Dixie's birthday. So she was out with Julie to celebrate her birthday. And they said, let's go get dinner. Kevin, would you like to come and have dinner with us? I said, absolutely. So we went over to the pasta bar about 50 feet away. We sat down and I made sure to sit between them so that they would have to involve me whenever they talked. And I just kept it up. Like I would.
That right there, that's a pro tip. That's a pro level game tip. If you're out with two girls, you sit in the middle.
Yep. And I made sure I flirted with Dixie. I flirted with Julie, back and forth and back and forth. And then towards the end of the night, Dixie went to go play slots. And she said, I'll leave you two lovebirds alone.
Oh.
And
hey,
so Dixie
she green lighted you.
Yeah,
saying right, because you know, what was the other girl's name? Dixie and
Julie.
You know, while you guys were out there, Julie had been sending Dixie signals or even texts, maybe, that she liked you, and so at one point, yeah, she just greenlighted it.
I mean,
Yeah,
they were plotting on him since the bar because
Yeah.
he got invited out.
Yeah, they didn't use their phones all night. These are women.
Women have these signals that they give each other.
Yeah, exactly. Not
when you're talking to one, the other one will be going like.
Yeah, exactly.
And all that. Yeah.
And so Julie ends up buying me dinner. So we all had dinner, and then one check came. I tried to split my check off from it, and then Julie said, "No, you were such wonderful company." Because I asked her, why? Why are you buying me dinner? Because you were such wonderful company.
Kudos to her.
Right? Well, and that's what kind of was like, let's see how far this goes, because no cold approach has ever bought me dinner. I've had a cold approach buy me a drink.
Yeah.
But I've never had a cold approach where I cold approached her and she bought me dinner because I was so pleasant. Okay. So Dixie,
sorry, let me that right there, that's what keeping the right frame will do. When you always keep the right frame and you're the dominant force, whether it's a group or a date, any interaction, those are the results you can get.
And I made sure to kind of, even if I did end up making it about them, I made sure to direct the conversation the way I wanted it to go. Like if it was talking about, because they were older women, so they grew up in the awesome time, so they saw Fleetwood Mac in concert back in the 70s.
Nice.
And so we got to talk about stuff like that. But basically, so Dixie went, and then so the Julie paid for my dinner, and I said, you didn't have to do that. And she said, you're such pleasant company. And I said, well, then I owe you dinner. And she said, no, you don't. That's fine. I said, this is not up for debate. And she said, aren't I a little old for you? And I said, aren't you a little too sexy to be asking such dumb questions?
Okay.
And she gave me her number. And then that led to the Saturday night date, which led to inviting me in, which led to spending the night at her place last night.
Nice. Geeky, how
Very
old are you?
nice, man.
Thank you.
How old are you?
38.
38. How much
Very
older
good.
was she?
I think she was in her 60s.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. Yeah,
So-
she must have been looking good.
Taking her down.
She was like a 6 or a 7, depending on how much she teased her hair. Dixie was like I would say Dixie was a 7.
So let me have this conversation with you because Joel's. I'm gonna put this out there for
Justin doesn't trust me at all.
I'm gonna put this out for his girlfriend. This is pre Joel's girlfriend, but I know he doesn't like older women. But I almost feel like
Well, my girlfriend is younger than I am.
no, but I pre girlfriend. You like to go for like what men typically think is the most beautiful prime of women.
Yeah, 20 to 24.
I don't go for that. And for me, it's a maturity thing. So my question to Geeky is like, do you find it better dating women your age or slightly older? Do you feel like there's more maturity to them about the way they date and vet?
So right now, I kind of look for older women because my sexual market value is lower.
Okay.
Now I actually prefer age gap, but I like age gap in both directions. Either if she's a lot older or she's a lot younger. Honestly, women my age, they're just insufferable. I cannot stand women in their 30s. They're just I can't do it.
And you know what it is? I think women in their 30s, a lot of them, even though they shouldn't, and I'm not talking for all women here, but a lot of these women, especially in their late 30s, early 40s, a lot of them still have hope that they're going to be able to find the perfect guy with the white picket fence.
Do you feel like women from 35 to 40 who are still single are still very much participating in like a hardcore game of hypergamy?
They're definitely more entitled.
Right?
I would, if I'm gonna get stuck with an entitled gal, I may as well take an entitled 21-year-old instead of an entitled 35-year-old, because
Exactly.
the entitled 21-year-old, she might actually be coachable, and she's gonna be, younger and better looking. But I'm not trying to start a family anytime soon. Believe me, when my finances are in order, and I do intend to start a family one day, I will not be dating 60-year-old women. I'm going to be dating women in their early 20s because I want to have children.
Exactly.
Where do you want to be financially before you have children?
250K.
Really?
Here.
Yep.
Oh, I can, that's perfectly valid. And I think Geeky has one thing that does bring up your S&D quite a bit, and it's the fact that you're self-aware about all these things. Awareness, people call it red pill awareness, whatever you want to call it. That alone brings up your sexual market, because that alone brings up your own mindset in here.
Yeah, true.
Like
As
you
long
know
as-
what you need to do. You need to self-improve. You know you need to do better financially.
Same here.
You know you need to get your ass in the gym, whatever it is. And I'm
And-
the first one. I need to get my ass in the gym, bro. I shot there was a bikini contest at Peterson's yesterday, and I'm sitting there editing the video this morning, and like, holy shit, I'm fat. I need to get my ass back in the gym.
You saw yourself in the video?
Yeah, I saw myself in the video. I'm like, holy shit,
That'll
I need to
do
get back
it.
in the gym. That'll do it.
You see, I've been on this crazy path of trying to get a little bit better. So I've lost a lot of weight since coming from Miami.
Well, good, because you were getting fat.
Yeah. These guys, my boys, they FaceTime me every day from Miami, and I didn't have a shirt on. And it was Jeremy and Lewis. And Jeremy's like, yo, what the hell? He's like, dude, do you eat anymore? Like, I'm getting my abs back, my obliques are coming back in.
Right.
Good.
Like,
And there you
and
go. That if you're out there listening and you're a short guy, that's how you mitigate your height.
oh
It's
yeah.
by having a
Yep.
good physique,
The
six pack abs, the
Bruce Lee
V
build.
V taper. Exactly.
Yeah, if you're
That'll
real skinny,
mitigate your
Bruce Lee
height.
will take care of that real quick.
Yep.
To
Absolutely.
be honest, what works for me being a short man, I think, is definitely having my shit together a little bit more than most men financially.
Yep.
Being fit.
Yep.
And this trumps all. Being a genuine guy.
Mm,
For me, it trumps everything. Like my person,
Yeah,
my
so I think
personality
what he
pulls
means-
him.
I think what he means, Joel, is by being genuine, is he's not doing sneaky fucker game.
Yeah, pretty much.
no, real, genuine game trumps all.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That'll trump money. That'll trump everything. That's how you see these fat, broke motherfuckers with hot 20-year-olds. Or that's how the fat kid in high school gets the hot girl.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as they see that I'm not playing games, like the height goes out the window. As long as they're my height or shorter, like I don't have to be 6 feet tall.
You know what I think the biggest killer might be for a lot of guys? It's video games.
I speak from experience. I agree.
I don't
Yeah.
play video games. I don't even.
Yeah, me
own
neither.
I don't own a system.
Me neither. I stopped playing video games actually when I got divorced. My former stepson took, I think, my Xbox. I don't even remember what it was, and I never bought another one because I remember one thing I used to do a lot was sit there and play FIFA or play video games. And after my divorce, I didn't have time for that.
And
And that's a
for
time
me-
suck, like crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy
and-
fucking time suck.
Well, and for me, I still play, but I noticed a dramatic change in my life when I stopped playing MMOs. That's what
Sorry,
did it.
what are MMOs?
Massively multiplayer online role-playing game, MMORPG.
Okay.
World of
Got it.
Warcraft, basically. That's the one everyone knows.
Okay,
So-
or Modern Warfare, those type of things.
No, Modern Warfare is a first-person shooter.
But aren't you playing against a bunch of people online?
Right, but MMOs, that's Justin, do you know about MMOs?
I don't play games, so
Okay.
this is new to
MMO,
me.
that's where, you're an elf, you have a character, there are 60 levels.
Gotcha.
You slay dragons and stuff, do dungeons and things, and it takes hundreds and hundreds of hours to get anything done.
Okay, got it.
That's an MMO.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
so
I
MMOs
would imagine that's a huge time suck.
yes, and so what MMOs do is they activate the dopamine receptors by substituting real life accomplishments with virtual accomplishments.
Sure.
And so the danger of that is getting sucked in and getting more satisfaction from accomplishing things in the video game than accomplishing things in real life. So,
So it becomes like a drug, and you get addicted.
And
Yeah,
let me
right.
ask you this: from my limited understanding, that's not just going to suck up your time and make you a couch potato, but that also sucks a lot of guys' money, does it not?
it can if you do, like, if you play the MMOs with a lot of microtransactions, like World of Warcraft, for example. You can play WoW just with the $15 monthly sub, and that's it, and have a grand old time. But there are like more scammy MMOs that are like, oh well, the next level costs $5, and then the level after that costs $6, and then if you want this costume, it's $30.
Well, yeah, but next thing you know, you already spent $500, and
Yeah, so like Diablo Immortal, that's an example of a really scammy one where you could drop $1,000 in 10 seconds.
Jesus. All right, well, this is the J Dating Dynamics podcast. If you haven't yet, please hit the like button. Let's get final thoughts, Justin. Actually, no, let's go with Geeky. He's our guest for the night. So go ahead, final thoughts, my man.
I initially didn't have any. Thank you for inviting me in. You pestered me twice, so I caved.
Hey,
As far as-
but that's the goal of this podcast. Like when we started, our goal is to bring our friends on and have these conversations. So this is great.
as far as dating the wrong people, I would say I used to date the wrong people. Now I hook up with, on a regular basis, like a plate, we'll say. I have multiple plates that are never going to go beyond plates. But when I date someone, the whole point is to make sure that they are the right person.
Right.
So I would say I no longer date the wrong people.
But you would smash the wrong people?
Yes.
My man.
My man. All right, Justin. Final thoughts, my man.
Final thoughts. Yeah, I say try and learn as much about the person before actually going on the date.
Okay.
Because if you spend a lot of time, you're gonna get to know them before actually going on the date. That's what I've been doing, and it's been working very great because I'm not wasting my time or energy. I mean, I'm spending some time on the phone, even on FaceTime. Like FaceTime for me is the best way to vet somebody new
Hmm.
because you can see the emotions coming out of their face. You can see how they're reacting to how you're both reacting, how you're interacting, because you can't. Texting is terrible for me. Like,
Yeah.
I will endorse that, especially if you're dating online. And that's also a great way to avoid getting catfished.
go on FaceTime. Go on
Yep.
FaceTime. For me, I think that's the best way to vet somebody. And if you have a successful time with them before even meeting them, your date will go pretty much flawless if you don't mess it up.
Then Justin, what's your advice to all the Android guys out there?
Get an iPhone.
Oh, that's great. That's great. All right. My final thought is learn how to vet a woman. There are certain things that you need to look for out there that, or a man, I guess. Our audience is like 99% male. So learn how to vet a woman. Don't let little things go at the beginning because those little things will end up being the big things down the road. And those are the things that are going to get you got, the things that are going to get you hurt. If you want to learn how to properly vet a woman, go ahead and go to Donovan Sharp's podcast. He's got his brand new ebook out for $13.99, How to Properly Vet a Woman.
And he just released his new one, How to Train One for an LTR.
How to train
as well.
a woman for a long-term relationship. Yeah, he says that's his best one yet. He says it's very interactive. Go ahead.
It's got Devin's butt all over the cover.
Donovan's the GOAT, man. He's the GOAT. Justin, you got something?
No, I'm good. I'm actually I got one on FaceTime with me right now.
Tell her I said, hey, bring her on. Put her up on the camera.
I
What's
am
going
not
on, girl?
bringing her on the camera.
Come on. All right, with that, we are going to head and sign off. We are going to go ahead and sign off. If you haven't yet, please hit the like button. Thank you all for watching. This is the J&J Dating Dynamics podcast. Guys, don't log off yet. Thank you all. Good night.
Good night, Eric.